Welcome to Comida Network's annual Civil War Cookoff.
I'm your host, Chad McShizzle, and this is my partner, Bo Johnson.
Hi there.
Today we will have two guests, Violet Summers from the north and Ricky Joe Billy from the south.
Each chef will recreate an exquisite meal from their section of the country.
Let's learn more about these chefs.
Greetings, everybody. The name's Summers, Violet Summers, from Massachusetts. I grew up as a proud supporter of the Union lifestyle, and my family was a pack of abolitionists. I'm here to win the war of food.
Howdy, y'all. The name's Ricky Joe Billy. I grew up in southern Tennessee with my tight-knit family. Plantations, Confederate flags, that's the way to go. The South is my home. The South is my rich culture and way of life. That's why I'm going to defend it to the very end in this long fight of food.
Chefs, it is time. Man your kitchens.
Today I'll be making the staple of a Union soldier's diet, hardtack and salted pork. Hardtack is basically a really hard army cracker. These things are pretty much indestructible. They're as hard as concrete, full of nutrients, and can last for years. So many years, in fact, that many still exist today. These are my lucky charms.
Let's check on Violet Summers. How's it going, Violet?
Good, good.
What did you make?
Just making and measuring some flour for my hardtack.
Oh, that's alright. Let's go check on Ricky Joe Billy.
Today, I'm making molasses Johnny cakes.
Alright, Billy.
Hi. Johnny cakes are basically these cornbread pancakes, and with molasses, a product that was rationed out to all Confederate soldiers because of its high iron and magnesium content. Soldiers could fight off a fatal disease called scurvy, which is caused by iron deficiency. The reason we caught this sucker? Them dang Union troops blockaded our ports. This kept us from getting essential ingredients like meat and vegetables. Anyways, the Southern motto is, do what you can and die trying.
That's a terrible motto.
Starting with a handful of cornmeal. This is pretty much equivalent to half a cup. A dash of salt. Now a pinch of sugar. And now just 2 cups of boiling hot water. Now their special ingredient that gave Johnny Cakes their specialty, molasses. I'm just going to add 1/8 of a cup, small amount. Give this a nice little stir. My ancestors up there used a good old campfire to clean water of its nasty little germs. Being disease-free and properly nourished was the main aim of our Confederate Civil War cooking. If one of us caught scurvy, which a lot of us did, almost everyone could go down. Let's take this to the griddle. Now, of course, back then they didn't have all these fancy gas cooktops. It was the old-fashioned way, pan over campfire. But today we'll just make do. Finger licking good. These things are so good. There just had to be a way to keep them fresh and tasty, right? Well, that's why the haversack was created.
This?
Perfect! Yep, this is it. The haversack is a bag for carrying bread or baked goods. It has oilcloth cotton insides that sealed in the warmth and freshness of the product inside. This was great for carrying food on duty. It was also the first kind of insulation. Further expansions led to today's thermos. And now for a drink, how about a nice strong cup of coffee? Well, not quite. Them dang Union soldiers blocked our ports, meaning substitutes. Anything from acorns to dried apples. Today I'm just gonna brew some coffee from ground chicory root. These guys were great because they kept our strong Confederate soldiers from falling asleep on long-hour days. It also gave an instant burst of energy and provided relief from fatigue, making it gain a lot of popularity in this time period. Just boil some water. Pop these guys in and stir it up. And you're done.
And that's a Confederate meal. Molasses Johnny cakes and chicory coffee.
Well done, Miss Joe Billy. You've served the Confederacy proud.
Let's go check in with Mr. Summer.
I'm starting with a cup of flour for my hardtack. To this, I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup of water. And now a teaspoon of salt. As you can see, I'm just stirring it up right now. And now when it gets tough, you gotta start kneading it. And now you just pick this up and start rolling it out. Just use some kind of lid from any kind of can. Just cut it up. Hardtack was good in many ways. It sustained the Union soldiers' energy and it lasted a long time. All we need to do is pop this in the oven, 375 degrees, for 15 minutes. Obviously they didn't have ovens back then. They used some fancy contraption called a Dutch oven.
Like this?
Yeah! This thing has hollow iron sides, making it very lightweight, small, and portable. It was the first of its kind. Really versatile in terms of cooking options. You could fry meat, cook soups, or bake anything. This was a great option to carry on marches. It was easy to carry and made cooking a lot simpler and convenient. In fact, even Lewis and Clark carried a prototype of this Dutch oven on their Louisiana Territory exploration.
No way!
Now I'm going to start on my salted pork. Starting with a piece of pork belly. Start with some juniper, some black peppers. I just add some bay leaves. And now for some salt. Just pour it on and rub this on the pork belly. We'll leave this out in a covered pot under the sun for a few hours, and the salt will wick up the moisture from the meat and cure it. And then you'll have salted pork, or today we will call it jerky. Wow, this is seasoned great. Whoa, oh, it looks it's ready. Alright, all we need to do is take it out of the oven. Now we just gotta leave it outside until it's hardened. Almost done, just gonna rearrange, and then I'm gonna pour a sweet glass of condensed milk. This was a new innovation at the time from an industrialized company, Borden, the very same one that makes your milk today. Also a new innovation at that time was canned goods for preserving perishable items. Condensed milk was just milk without the water. It was such a revolutionary product that it was mass rationed to Union soldiers. It gave them quick energy with 1,300 calories, 28 grams of protein and fat, and 17 grams of carbohydrates. In just one glass, how amazing is that? And it also lasted for years. The main focus with Union soldier food was to create things that sustained energy, that were easily portable, and lasted a long time.
Perfect! Wow, this looks good. Let's proceed to the judging.
The Comida Network Civil War Cookoff is a battle between two very distinguished parts of our nation that once fought over sectional differences.
Each chef had to create a meal that represents their section of the country from the Civil War period. They will then be judged over the food's taste and significance to both the Civil War period and its legacy to the current day cuisine.
Let's begin with our chef, Violet Summers.
Today I made a very typical dish of the Union soldiers, hardtack and salted pork with condensed milk. All three components have very long shelf lives and are full of energy. This impacted the soldiers in the Civil War time period by giving them a source of easily transported food to sustain themselves while on duty. The Dutch oven also is portable and light, and made cooking much more convenient. As far as the food's legacy, properties of hardtack, like its compact shape and long shelf life, can be observed in products such as crackers. Salted pork has the same benefits as hardtack, and this process of preserving meat through salt has become very common, as you can see from the abundance of jerky we have today. The innovation of condensed milk at the time from a soon-to-be popular company, Borden, has grown into a staple of the making of commercial dairy products such as cheeses and spreads. Because of its long shelf life and thick consistency, and finally the Dutch oven's traits of versatility and lightweight have made improved versions of a lit and ideal product for camping and slow pot cooking.
Next chef, Ricky Joe Billy.
Today, I made for y'all molasses Johnny cakes and chicory coffee, a very signature dish of the Confederate Army soldiers. Johnny cakes, paired with molasses, have a high amount of iron and magnesium, traits that prevented malnourished soldiers from getting scurvy, a fatal disease. Union blockades of ports often meant substitutions for essential products, so cornmeal and molasses were often widely found, impacting the Civil War because more soldiers were healthier and ready to fight. Chicory coffee, an alternative to regular coffee, impacted the war by rejuvenating soldiers from fatigue, often caused by malnourishment. Haversack preserved freshness and warmth of baked goods because of their insulating oilcloth layers, a crucial impact in the war as they kept fresh food from going bad easily. From here, all of these components paved a legacy into our current-day cuisine that we will never forget. Nutrient-full and instant preparation Johnny cakes became one of America's favorite breakfasts. Pancakes. These wheat and grain meals keep us from getting iron and magnesium deficiencies. Coffee also gained immense popularity from its energizing caffeine powers and no longer was restricted to only military use. Many coffee shops opened up, making this wonder drink accessible to all. And finally, haversacks, being the first insulators, were expanded upon. The result? The thermos, the cooler. Both products derived from this Civil War idea have definitely had a great impact on today's food storage.
And now, the taste test.
Even though both sides' food had great impact on the Civil War period and legacies of today's cuisine, there was a winner.
It's for the simple reason, convenience. Most of the time, Union soldiers had it better than Confederate soldiers. Their ports weren't blockaded, and as an indirect result, there was a much lower rate of disease and malnutrition.
So just like the Civil War, the Union has emerged victorious. Congratulations, Chef Violet Summers.